everyone, welcome to Arteagan Daily Bread, your spiritual board meeting for Wednesday, May 20th, 2020. I am your Madam President of the Arteagan, Natalee, spelled N-A-T-A-L-E-E. Feel free to stay for all of these psychic tarot and astrology reports. Feel free to skip ahead as you are guided. I hereby officially call this meeting to order. It rings very true. Into the minutes recap. Take a moment to reflect to December 2019. I know it feels like ages ago. January 2020 still feels like ages ago. What was going on energy-wise? It was holiday time, so what was going on in your family at the time? How were you feeling? How do you feel now? How secure with yourself do you feel now? Okay, into the President's Report. Aside from randomly bursting into tears about Giulia, I'm doing pretty fantastic. I really am. I'm bummed about the Arteagan training program, which really just means no big party in 2020, no James Bond missions in 2020, and, et cetera, et cetera. But I am trying to focus on what there is to be excited about, like more eclipses. That's why I brought up in the minutes recap December, January, because we're closing out those Capricorn Cancer eclipses, and it's like, I just wanted to give you that moment to give yourself that little pat on the back for how far you've come since then. I know it's been, so give yourself that. Okay, so into the astrology report, we have the sun in 0 degrees. Gemini, welcome to Gemini season. Happy birthday to all of my Geminis, all of my beautiful sparkling little gems, the little butterflies of the zodiac. So excited to be in your season. Moon is in 6 degrees Taurus. The Mercury is in 17 degrees Gemini, snuggling up to that Venus retrograding in Gemini, 20 degrees. Mars is in 5 degrees of Pisces, very passive-aggressive energy. Jupiter is in 27 degrees Capricorn, retrograding along with Saturn in 1 degree Aquarius, also retrograding. Uranus is in 7 degrees of Taurus, Neptune is in 20 degrees of Pisces, and Pluto is in 24 degrees Capricorn, also retrograding, bringing the grand total to 4 so far. Mercury is what I'm going to talk about. I'm going to talk about Mercury conjuncting Venus in Gemini, squaring Neptune in Pisces. And this is the second of 3 squares. So this energy is going to be sticking around for the rest of the month because Venus is retrograding. So normally things like this happen. There's little mix-ups, there's little to-dos, there's little kerfuffles in life, right? Where it's like telephone, you say one thing, someone else understands something different. There's just like a cross in communication. Okay, some actions were taken, some money was spent. We don't know till after all of that happens that there was even a miscommunication that took place. La-di-di, la-di-da. This is going to last all month. So I'm just going to just real quick run down all of the zodiac signs as to a little bit of where you can expect these energies to manifest. So how they manifest will be different for all of you. We're all unique individuals with unique individual natal charts, and we're all channeling energies in different ways, taking into account the environment that we all grew up in, very different, taking into account our free will. Free will above everything else. Okay, so gems. Authority figures and men or your career can be draining for you personally. So watch out for that. Bulls, friendships, associations, clubs you belong to, boards you belong to could be draining your money. I'm looking at Neptune here. Neptune just like sucks out all the life of whatever it's like interacting with. It just really drains. It's like you need a nap just talking about Neptune for too long. Okay. But it's like a really sleepy, daisy lackadays, it's like I'm daydreaming so hard that I'm falling asleep type energy. So you don't even know, like that frog in the water that just starts to get hotter and hotter and boils. You don't even know it's happening. And that's why, okay, now I'm getting into an astro tangent. That's why tracking Neptune by transit, as well as how it's acting in your natal chart, if you have any personal planets connecting to Neptune, is really important. Because when Neptune shifts, when Neptune goes retrograde, when Neptune interacts with one of your natal planets that you have an aspect to natally, so like let's say right now Venus and Neptune are squaring, look in your chart and see if you have any connection from Venus to Neptune. If they're talking at all, they're either conjuncting or they're sextiling or they're harsh, whatever it is. If there's a connection, this square is going to manifest as that connection in your chart. And it's important to note that, because Neptune is one of the outer planets, and when an outer planet is doing its thing, it takes years for it to happen. So Neptune, being this planet of sucking energy out, draining you, when something significant happens, when maybe there's an eclipse or a lunar event happening, something kicking it off, activating it, poking that specific energy, it could wake you up to something that has been draining you for decades, for eons, for years. It's like something that the fog, the Neptunian fog, you were just walking around the fog forever or for a while, and then you just realized that you had been spending all this money as a drain. You had been putting all this time and energy into something as a drain so these outer transits, they work on you over a longer period of time. So I know they're all tricky little sons of guns, so we got to keep one eye open, mad eye, moody eye on them, especially Neptune, because it just sneaks up on you. You don't even know, and there really is no, I don't want to say there's no way to know. It's just, it happens to all of us. It happens to everybody, where you go through Neptunian transits that just reveal that there's been something going on that you couldn't see clearly at the time. You were either being idealistic, you were enthralled by someone's beauty, because Neptune rules the modeling industry, it rules glamour. You could have been falling for like a pretty face or an attractive lifestyle or something that's not really there. Not there. Okay, I'm not tangent over. Where were we? I think it was at the very beginning. So rams, siblings, neighbors, friends could be draining you. Fish, family could be mercurial and draining you. Aliens, wanting to spend for pleasure. Aquarians, aliens, wanting to spend for pleasure could drain you financially. So I say pleasure, that could be dating, it could be sex, it could be gambling, it could be drugs, it could be your children. Have you ever done that? I've gone out and just dropped mad money on my niece, like just bye money, bye just, I don't know, it's fun. It's mad fun dropping money on my niece. Anyway, so be careful of that. But I say that because children are a fifth house. So you could just be like, let's just have so much fun. Let's just go crazy. Let's go crazy and have crazy fun with all the games and all the ice cream, and let's just have a grand time. So just be careful of that. Or if you want to lavish someone that you're dating, Aquarius, my little aliens, and you want to make it picture perfect, that could be something that's totally draining you financially, because you are trying to make it romantic. Neptune's also romance. It's interesting that a lot of times you will see hard Neptune energies affecting people when they get married, because they're idealistic, because no one gets married ever thinking they're going to get divorced, unless that's part of their plan and it wasn't a love match anyway. But most of the time when people marry for love, they don't marry planning to get divorced, and yet so many people do. You have to be in this state of belief. You have to have the faith. You have to have this faith that this is your person, this commitment is solid, and we're both in it to win it, So Neptune gives you that. It gives you that. but it also obscured, blurs the pores that don't look as big. It really, glosses things over so that it's not as big of a hindrance to you making that commitment, or you, jumping all into something, or you being the Fool card and taking that really big risk. Sorry, I'm trying not to take astro tangents. Goats, neighbors, communication in general, siblings could be draining your ability to take care of yourself, or they could be affecting your routine. So how I feel about that, my Capricorns, is to just little things add up over time. So if you talk on the phone a lot, just be mindful that that could be eating away at your productivity. I really don't see any Capricorns that talk on the phone a lot, but this is like an example. Okay, Archers, family could be draining your partnership, your one-on-one partnership. So if you have like elders that you're taking care of, or other family needs, that could be draining for you in the connection that you're in one-on-one, any kind of one-on-one partnership. So even if you have a business partner, your family could be draining that. It could be straining that business partnership. Maybe they're picking up a little bit more of your load, and there's some tension there. Stingers, my Scorpios. This is happening in your 5th house and your 8th house. Scorpios, I don't know if there's any help for you. I'm just being so honest about this. That is just so... That's... The rose-colored eyes are like in your head, where especially like Gemini and that duplicitous energy and like multiple, you could just be, some of you Scorpios are definitely gonna have like a lot of people trying to get to know you, trying to date you, try to be with you, or you are like being pursued heavily by many different people, or you are pursuing many different creative interests, love interests, dating. But with that connection to the 8th house, my Stingas, that's idealizing erotica. That is like, okay, be very, 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 very careful. Always use protection, because Neptune can blur those boundaries, and you want to make sure that you have boundaries when you are potentially having lots of sex with a lot of different people. So make sure that you're not having unprotected sex, because Neptune is also, it's the blood, it's also disease, it's also, there's something I'm missing. There's like a very specific word I'm trying to say. I think it's like venereal. It's that, okay? So STDs, like rashes, or it's like irritants, irritated skin, irritated blood. It's really like, that's why Pisces growing up can be very sickly children, because they just like get everything. They get all the flus, they get all the, it's just like lowered immunity. And like I said, it drains you. So that like sexuality, sexual stuff could really be draining your life force, Scorpio. If you're not one of those Scorpios that like practices sex magic, and they channel all of that energy in either abstinence or virginity type like oaths of just like I need to come up with other words in like virginity and abstinence. But most Scorpios are like totally, they are in such great control of their sexual energy. So I mean, you can be going back and forth between the two too. Like that could be part of this for you, where you are spiritualizing your sexuality, where it's like a really intense always an intense experience, but like where it's like a very spiritually intense experience, and you're seeing things and you're doing energy work. So for some of you, it'll just be that a lot of attention, a lot of different partners, and then some of you, you're gonna like elevate that to like the super scorpionic level. Write a book, share it with the world. Let the rest of us know. Okay. That would actually be pretty cool. I would totally follow that account on Instagram. Okay. Lovers, Libras, daily habits could be really detrimental spiritually. So there could be something every day that you're doing that is bad for your spirituality, that it actually hurts you. It could be drugs, it could be alcohol, it could be addictions of any sort. It could be, but it's something every day. It's something in your day-to-day routine. So it's something that's like very habitual. So whatever it is, I feel like it may not be as extreme as some sort of addiction. It might just be something that you can just scale back and just put in moderation. And virgins, my Virgos, one-on-one connections could be pulling you from your career, or you could be like hyper focusing on one specific one-on-one connection that is distracting you from your career, your social status in the world, and what you're giving to the rest of the world. And it could even be sort of detrimental to your image of how you're seen by other people. So just make sure that you're being responsible. Just make sure that you are pulling that back into moderation as well. Lions, sharing more with friends can end up draining you. So you might just want to be, everyone's hero, be everyone's everything all the time. It could drain you personally. So just make sure that you're able to comfortably put up a boundary, or, in your own loving way, so that you don't feel like burdened with you're rejecting them. And, it doesn't need to get into a big thing. You can just be mindful of it and then just pull back when you need to. Okay. Water babies, Cancerians, career focus could be highly spiritual or very creative, but draining psychically, or sorry, I spat. It's holy water. It's my holy water. Sorry. I don't know why I'm so goofy right now. Water babies, it could be psychically and or psychologically draining. Okay, whatever that is, it's happening in your 12th house. Yay, right? Cancer, Sun, Moon, Risings. So just make sure that you are practicing a lot of self-care. Actually, everybody. So, you guys watching me, you pretty much have some latent psychic ability, or you're strengthening your intuition, or you're extremely empathetic and you can feel people. You can feel the people you're connected to, even when you're not with them. So all of us need to practice way more self-care than regular, normal, happy, la-di-di, la-di-da people that don't get haunted by ghosts and who don't feel their partners like the way you feel your partner and the way you know what I'm saying? So everybody should be practicing oodles and oodles and oodles of self-care right now. But especially water babies, because that 12th house, all that Gemini focus, that's a lot of running around up there, okay? So just make sure that you're not hyper focusing on either your career or one man, one father figure, mentor, 10th house type stuff. Make sure that you are balancing yourself, because you don't want to drain yourself psychically or psychologically. That's no good. Astrology 101 is today, Wednesday, May 20th. It's at 3:30, so you should have an invite into the webinar if you are registered. You can also purchase this at a later date, and then you just play it back. So you're not part of the live webinar, but you can play it back and you get the lessons and you get the knowledge. And knowledge is power. Okay, guys, and it's all available. It's all available. All of the April classes, Practical Magic Level 1, Astrology 101, I was going to say Psychism, and a Tarot Talk are all available, as well as Practical Magic Level 1 for May. And then likewise, moving forward, all of the classes will be available for purchase after the fact. So everyone registering now for Practical Magic Level 1, you're part of the June Practical Magic Level 1. If you want to switch it out, or, do something else, or if you meant to purchase May's, send me an email and let me know, and I will take care of that as soon as I can. And I think that's it. Okay, Psychic Report, Pendulum, Person, Wheel of Fortune, Emotions. I made a separate insert, so I'm going to segue over to that right after I let you guys know that Tarot Talk is Wednesday, May 28th, and this is we're studying. I did say that multiple times. The Wheel of Fortune. That's the card. That's the card that is the main primary focus. So it's going to be really fun. It's going to be really fun. It's a really great saturation without being boring. Okay, so last month's in April, that was the Fool. And so we took a look at the Fool in all these different perspectives. We broke it down to how to read the Fool card for specific readings in terms of love readings, work readings, strategy readings, and career readings. And then we took a look and I showed you guys a little bit about the blending, how to read the Fool next to other cards, other examples. We also did some spreads in the webinar, so we all shared, and then I helped you guys, sort of interpret and, find your way forward. So anyway, this month's going to be Wheel of Fortune. It's going to be cool, May 28th. Tickets on the Arteagan.com. Let's go ahead and check out that tarot reading. Go. Hello, so this is your tarot insert. I couldn't stop and slow my roll to finish everything else for the Arteagan Daily Bread, so I just need to roll with the downloads. The downloads I got for you are plentiful. Hyena, being in on the joke, Pendulum Person, Wheel of Fortune, Emotions, and then the two that just came through in your tuning. Interesting that they came in next to each other. The first one is recording, and I didn't get a feeling either way as far as making a judgment on if this is like, should we be fearful of someone recording us, or should we be recording someone, or should we be recording something? I didn't get anything else attached to it. I just got the very pure message of just something being recorded or something recording. And then after that, the aerial. She channels this specific thing, this aerial experience, when she wants me to know that the message is for someone to use their voice. And she did that. She rechanneled that aerial thing that she channels. So something about using your voice. And it could actually even be something about the Little Mermaid that's special to you. Could be your confirmation or something, like a little special thing for, I don't know. Okay, so we're using our Radiant Wise, and tell us more about any of these things. Oh, I'm taking it in the reverse because that's how I've been shuffling. I've been shuffling them in the reverse, so I'm taking Queen of Cups in reverse. Whoa, that feels like my Pendulum Person. Pendulum Person means that they feel very extreme, like they feel one extreme, really great, happy, blissful, excited about life and love and everything in the future, and then the next moment the pendulum can swing to this could be you, to the other end, where it's like life has no meaning, I hate my life, everything's horrible, everything's falling around me or something, and here's the thing, this person is either like this, they're going through something, this is part of their character that needs to come into balance, or they're actively using that to terrorize people and to hijack your attention and take control of the situation and like manipulate traumas, manipulate these high crisis, high stressful situations so that everyone has to drop what they're doing and like go tend to this person. And this could be somewhere where there's something always going on with them. They're calling you, can I get a ride to work? It's like their car broke down. It's not to say that they're like horrible people. It's a little bit victimish, and I don't know if they know that. I don't know if they see that about themselves. What I'm getting with this though, and this Pendulum Person, what it felt like when the download came through is that it's mostly that they don't know. They don't know that they're walking around like that. They're sort of like these victims of life, and they're mostly unaware of that. So your person hopefully is someone who is just unaware of it, and then all you need to do is put up boundaries and say, I have all the confidence in the world that you're going to be able to tackle this one. You're going to overcome this, and like sort of like moonwalk your way out of, without upsetting them, without offending them, without triggering them, that you can sort of just maintain some sort of connection, but with that healthy boundary. This is also screaming to me Venus Neptune. So I talked about this. This is the second square out of 3. So you're going to be feeling this all month because Venus is retrograding. This really feels like some energy vampire, like, your energy whenever you go around this person. It's like, because they have these traumas, because they have this crisis, or just even right now, maybe they don't always act that way, but maybe right now, they're in this, oh, she's showing me, what's that called? She's showing me that Tasmanian devil, like a little Tasmanian devil, little whirlwind person energy. This could actually be someone like around 5'2". For some of you, for someone out there, it's like 5 feet tall, 5'2", that they're actually like this little Anyway, so Venus-Neptune square could make you really drained energetically. It could be also relationships in that connection Neptune to Venus that are especially and emotionally draining right now. So take any steps back that you need to. Okay, the right side up. Let's. Ooh, this was the bottom of the other half of this. I saw it. It was in reverse. That's when I said, okay, I'm going to take it because I just picked it up that way. But whoa. It's crazy because it was in reverse, but now it's upright. 5 of Swords. Okay, so that tells us that your person knows exactly what they're doing. If this is you, just recognize that this is part of your shadow coming out, and you just gotta like make friends with your demon a little bit and say, okay, we can't carry on like this. So let's just put that away, little fangs, put your little butcher knife away, and like that kind of thing. If that's you, I don't think that's you though. If this is someone around you, this is someone who knows exactly what they're doing, and they're trying to take you down by eating away at your time. For some of you, it's your actual attention. That they're just wasting your time, that they're just wasting your time, like that's it. And that's like their passive aggressive way to sort of like win over you. They're trying to pull you away from something. I really feel that, because I feel the wind changing, like blowing against his face, just like in the Page of Swords, which is a test of integrity. And I mean, we know that this person's doing this on purpose. We know that this is very intentional. It's very competitive. This could be a competitor of yours. If you're in a business where there's like, I don't know. I feel like if that's true, then you're in a business where that's actually part of the business, where it's like, there's competition. That's what it is. But if you're not in an industry where there's competition, where it's like that, then that would be very strange. Like that would be this person's, like their obsession with you. Venus, Neptune can also be obsession and addiction. And in that square, there could be a lot of, oh, that's interesting. She gave me riddles. I was going to say gossip. I was going to say there could be a lot of gossip and slander and like word of mouth. But she said riddles. I don't know what that means. I guess we'll find out more. I like this better if you're in an industry where competition is the norm. And I'm seeing like modeling and that kind of, super ultra competitive industry. That is more healthy, because that energy is finding an outlet, because for those people it's like really motivational. Like those people they achieve so much because that's a very strong motivation for them. So I feel like it'll activate better. This person will channel this a little bit better having that outlet, as opposed to if you're in an industry where it's like, what, doctors, like, are doctors really that competitive? You know what I'm saying? Where it's not so upfront and part of that work or that industry, then that's like super obsessive. 9 of Cups, real selfish. I'm getting selfishness with that 9 of Cups. Yeah, if you're in an industry where competition is strange or something, this person's ultra selfish and ultra competitive, and they really do just like want everything and for no one else to have anything. They'll feel like their 9 of Cups is a full 9 of Cups if everyone else has 0 cups. They don't want you to have a cup, or you to have a cup, or you to have 2 cups, or like someone over there to have like 5 cups. They want everyone to have no cups, and for them to have like 9 and all the cups. Ooh, who are you like talking to? Who is this? If this is you, you've really got to like talk to yourself and really develop a personal relationship with yourself where you can be honest with yourself. You don't have to be honest with everyone else or anyone else ever. You don't have to admit this to anyone ever. Just talk to yourself though and say, what's up with you? However you talk to yourself. I don't think it's you guys. I think it's someone in your environment, someone you're connecting to. I feel like this is someone that I don't know. It's going to be different for all of you because you're all very unique individuals in terms of like how you, oh no, she's showing me Whitney Houston. She's showing me The Bodyguard. So like if you've got your rose color glasses on, if you're looking through your rosy eyes, you might not see any of this in someone close to you. Does that make sense? So some of, you know what I'm saying? So, and then some of you will like be over paranoid. You know what I'm, because Neptune is that paranoia. Some of you could be like over paranoid, and you could be like this. You could be acting this out, even though that's what you're like paranoid for. I know it's weird. I know it's weird. But that's only if this resonates with you. If this doesn't resonate with you, this isn't any part of your life. It's just Scooby Snacks, and it's very entertaining. Okay, let's see. Oh, ooh, okay. Kind of landed on the side, but we know it's upright. The sun. Okay, well, things are going to take a turn. I'm just ready to start clarifying this. Because it's like drama, 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 competition, selfishness, and then happiness. If this is you, dare I say you get what you want. Let's see, hyenas, in on the joke, pendulum person, wheel of fortune, emotions. Oh, let me write the other two down. I didn't write the other two down. Recording and then using the voice. Using the voice. Dang, is this you? Are you so cutthroat about getting something that you want? Ooh. No judgments here. There's never any judgments here. I'm watching it. Let's take a look at this Queen of Cups in reverse. Let's take a look at this Queen of Cups in reverse. What do we need to know about this? Queen of Cups in reverse. This unbalanced, super emotional queen. That Queen of Cups, man. You don't want an out of balance Queen of Cups. It's like, oh, how did I know? I should have called it. I should have called it. Ah, why am I not calling it? Queen of Wands, you're totally doing this on purpose. This is totally you. This is totally you, or it's still someone around you, and you're the innocent one. If this is someone around you, this could be, if you're in a relationship with someone, this would totally be the person, like the mistress type person, that third triangulated person. If this is someone else, they are totally creating, oh my God. I'm sorry, I don't remember what it's actually called. They're creating like a Trojan, it's like a distraction. They're creating a distraction. It's like, look over here, look over here, look over here, and I'm doing something over there. They're creating some sort of drama or distraction. They're pulling your focus away on purpose. It's extremely strategic. Who is this? Has there been a new subscriber that's joined the Natalinian energy? Has there been some new sprinklings or new developments in your life that you haven't shared with the group, guys? Because what is this? Someone's totally like they have this vision. They see it and feel it so clear in their whole system that it's like. Let's take a look at the Five of Swords. Maybe this will reveal some sort of method or some sort of action, tactic, event. Let's see how specific we can get here. Oh, another 5. So this person, you or this person, is very motivated by tension, by internal tension. Some of these people actually have moon-sun squares natally, is what she's showing me. Definitely motivated by tension. This person is motivated to correct some sort of regret of theirs. They're motivated. It's like any means necessary. Wow, this is really interesting. They are sacrificing short-term. It's like, it's really, okay, I get it. Okay, hold on. Like the Dark Knight, how in the end, Batman's got to take the fall because the people need to believe in Harvey Dent. It's like that. That's why this person's like acting like a baddie right now, is because they're actually super torn up on the inside, and they're staying torn up. That's why they're so motivated. When they were selfish, when they were in a relationship with their ego, they're needing to correct their ego. And it's really interesting because like that energy is still, I feel like they're rushing it. I really do feel like this person is rushing healing that needs to take place. You know, like maybe you can just like cool it for, cool your jets for a hot second, and then maybe like approach someone to make amends or whatever. I don't feel like that with this person. I feel like whatever this is, however this person took your time. Oh, I'm hearing took your time. But I feel like it's more than that. I feel like this person, I feel like they were very selfish and very egotistical, and you were giving to them. You were giving them attention, or you were following up with them, or you were putting in more of the effort than they were. And like that just couldn't sustain itself is what I feel here. And so, you know, like I feel you either walked away, you just pulled back, something. This is like all their energy. Unless this is you, unless it's all your energy. I feel like it's this other person though, because this person that I'm connecting with through you or you directly, there's real regret there. Like I feel like this person angry cried at themselves. Like you know what she just showed me? She just flashed that scene from the beach with Leonardo DiCaprio and that really pretty French girl. Oh, I knew her name at one point. When he throws that like angry cry temper tantrum in the middle of the woods when Tilda Swinton's in that. That's right. When he, you know, like he just screwed himself over. He totally screwed himself by not being honest and forthright and, you know, just being kind of selfish, right? Actually, that is how that happened. He was very selfish. That's what this is. Like this person angry cried, bad temper tantrum. This person could have had a bad temper tantrum, not in front of anyone, not like in front of you or anything, but just know that probably happened. Like their little ego death manifested that way in a little temper tantrum, but it needed to pop. You know what I'm saying? It just needed to have its little moment because it's being alchemized. They're working through that, and the soonest they're going to feel better is when they stop at nothing to fix it, to fix the boo-boo, to fix the oopsie. You know, it's like they're embarrassed now that they realize what the reality of the situation was, when before they were just blinded by their ego, blinded by just like feeding themselves, making themselves happy, and enjoying how they were enjoying that imbalance. This person could have a very skewed way of viewing give and take in relationships. Like with this Five of Swords, they're channeling it to try and fix this situation. They could be a little bit dishonest in doing that, I'm not going to lie. But they are learning, they are growing. They could have had parents that maybe were very selfish people and always kept their own kids at arm's length, always kept their kids like lapping up and like jumping up, trying to get their attention, pitting children against each other to compete for their parental attention, weird stuff like that. So that's this person. This person just, I feel like they just don't know better, and they're sort of just like running into these problems in the real world and growing through it. So I still feel like they're rushing it because they're using that same energy to make it right. But it's almost like it's sort of making a pretty sophisticated executive decision without really having, it's like, she's really on it with the movies today. Star Trek, that first Star Trek where they make that judgment call, and, you know, it's like, well, you're not the captain of the ship, and it's like, you're emotionally compromised, like that scene. Let's take a look at the Nine of Cups, though. Okay. I feel like you understand what I mean. Nine of Cups, tell us about this selfishness. This is their selfishness, totally. It's because they have that skewed vision of like what give and take is. Yeah, totally manipulative. They were totally playing you like a bow fiddle. Okay, they were totally selfish, totally manipulative, and now they're still using that energy, except what makes them happy now is to fix this and make you happy and to apologize to you and to... They're doing something, and I don't know what they're doing, but they're doing something. And it's like before, all their energy was in keeping you interested And you got tired of that because, right? And so they went and had a little temper tantrum about it. And then they realized that, oh man, wow, that was all super messed up. So it's that regret and not wanting to look at themselves that way, not really wanting to be known like that, or have, like, I feel like it's the fact that you have this experience of them that is really bothering them. That's a really big part of them being bothered by this. So now they're using all of their foxy, clever, could be dealing with a Scorpionic person, does not have to be. But the temper tantrum, the angry crying, the ruthlessness, it's like that ruthlessness is getting channeled and they're just channeling it a different way. I mean, you could be. I'm not saying like it has to be, of course, though. This could also just be Venus, Neptune squaring in the sky, where it's turning any regular, normal person into all of what's going on here. So they really are trying to make it happen. Let's take a look at the sun. Sun with the Six of Cups. They fell in love with you. They treated you really shamefully. And instead of just moving on, they realized that they fell in love with you, and it upset them that they treated someone they love so shamefully. That's why they had a temper tantrum. I don't know what happened though. I don't know like why they fell in love with you. Not to say that you're not totally fallen lovable. I'm just saying it's just powerful. Like whatever this is, it's super powerful. Like they discovered these deep feelings for you. Karmically deep. Like this is a past life association. They could even be having dreams about you, dreams of your past lives together. And it's when they realized and accepted and internalized, and when they realized they fell in love with you, that they love you, and that they treated you so shamefully, that's when the shift happened energetically. That's when they were able to even begin to be in a relationship with you instead of a relationship with their ego. So for those of you where someone may have ghosted you or just treated you very shamefully, been very selfish and very cold with you, real cold, picking you up, putting you down, keeping you any of that really Five of Swords, manipulative behavior. For some of you, this person is Wheel of Fortune emotion. Thank you. They're experiencing a complete Wheel of Fortune turn in their emotional field. So up until this point, you're not talking. I can tell you're not talking right now. I feel like this first energy out, I feel like they're either about to be in this temper tantrum mode where they're about to realize it, or they're in this temper tantrum moment and they're kicking themselves and they're like Leonardo DiCaprioing, scream crying from the beach and like, I don't know. Or they're coming down. I'm not on this high anymore. Because they're creating these little storms and these little dramas and these little, there's another way this is getting out. It's not just them having a temper tantrum. But whatever it is, they're manipulating a situation in their own life. They're moving people around like chess pieces, and it has something to do with making it up to you. They're channeling the same energy. They're just using it in a little bit more of a positive way. It's because they're rushing through this, because they feel so guilty. They're like rushing through and like trying to like slap some duct tape. They're trying to like fix this. Let's get Oracle for you. Let's start. No, well, okay, we'll do the Love Oracle. Sorry, getting all up close and personal. There's something about children here too. I don't know. It could be inner child stuff, but there's just like 3 kids right there. 3 children right there. You know what I'm saying? Could just be their childishness, arrested development. I don't know. Ooh. Okay. Ooh, we have flirt. Extend your lighthearted energy to others. Oh, mother of pearl. Hold on. Hold on. I totally forgot about something. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry, guys. Getting all up close and personal. Okay, I'm sorry. I had to start that. I totally forgot. I was supposed to start that and I didn't. And I forgot. Sorry. Okay. And then, oh, look at the bottom of the deck, we have children. Your love life is being affected by children. Sorry, now this is getting too warm. I'm sorry. I think it's because I'm closer. Sorry. I know. Up close and personal. I know. I'm close and personal. I know. I'm going to edit all this out, I hope. Okay. So, yeah. Okay. So we have children at the very bottom of the deck, and we have flirt. What I really feel like this is a flirtatious... They might try to come back to you in a very lighthearted way. They might try to come back like this. They might try to come back like, kind of like maybe nothing was wrong. That sounds crazy for some of you, to be honest. But they really regret putting you through that behavior of theirs, that bad behavior. I'm just looking at this long black cloak, and then it's like being pinned to the ground with those 2 cups, and then the 3 are spilled over like that. I don't know. It's weird. It's like there's... He's not understanding that there's 2 cups behind him, preventing him from like leaving that scene, because he's not trying to walk away. He's standing there purposefully looking at the 3 cups. So it's like if he tried to move, he would feel the tug on his cloak and say, oh, there's 2 cups, you know? But because he's so sad, he's just standing there looking at the 3 cups that have spilled. You know? So I feel like this person is trying to fix how they feel through this outside action, through what they're trying to manifest. And I feel like they're trying to manipulate a situation to your benefit. I don't know what that is. That could be something in your friendship circle. It could be with parents. It could be with business. It could be with art, creativity. I feel like you'll know what that is in your life, though. Like, oh, they know that I want this, so they're going to try to make that happen for me. Or they know that it's my biggest dream, this, and this, so they're going to go make that happen for me, you know? Ooh, your commitment is being tested, and believe in the impossible. Some of you, they're going to try to give you a kid. I know that sounds crazy in the way I said it, like they're just going to go to the pet store and get you a dog. I mean, I know how it sounded. Like, oh, you're just going to give me an earnest to fix it with... But for some of you, that is what I see as this sort of ultimate expression of selflessness. where the whole issue was their selfishness, was their ego. For some of you, this is definitely a very committed partnership where you guys play these little mind games back and forth, and you guys, we've all been there. I mean, there's no judgment here on Watch Natalee. And you're trying to stick it out as you both grow through being better, you know? Boy, do I really feel bad for some of my exes that were with me during my shadowy gremlin golem, you know, moments in life. You know. So, a fiery climax approaches. That would be a fiery climax. Conception. I keep wanting to say inception, but you know why. Okay, so. Okay, now if this is you, all I'm gonna you're already in the work, actually, like you're already starting to heal. If this is you, I'm just gonna say this is your shadow. This was your shadow running around and like messing up your life and messing up some opportunity for you and messing up some relationship for you, so you can be like, oh, shadow. And you can explore why you wanted to do that, why you wanted someone to just go over the moon to prove that they want to be with you or be connected to you, or, you know, like, why did you need so much extra? Why did you need them to give more than was equal to you? And, you know, like, is it just vanity? Is it just ego? No, it's never just that superficial stuff. That's interesting because the Queen of Wands is like the beautiful one. She's like she's the fire sign queen, but she's like the beautiful queen. You know, I mean, they're all beautiful, but she's like the sexy one, you know? So I feel like this is totally someone's like ego, but like former vanity as well, where they were like, I don't like how I look in this too. You know, I want to be selfish without looking selfish. I want to get what I want without looking like I really care about getting what I want. And, you know, so part of that is part of that little temper tantrum. There was something else about these fives though. Oh yeah, okay. So if this is you, you know, just recognize that your shadow self had been running around and doing all this Hershamagas, and that you have the awareness now. Like, thank goodness. Just be grateful that you became aware of it, rather than this just being some shadowy part of yourself that just because you weren't mature enough to really come up and meet, that it wouldn't have kept ruining your life, that wouldn't have kept coming out of its cage and like wreaking havoc. You know, because when we don't acknowledge our shadows, that's when they really run amok, because our cognitive dissonance doesn't want to see that about ourselves, or it's like, oh my God, I've been sabotaging people's lives for 25 years, you know, something crazy like that. Like, that could break someone's mind. And that's why, I mean, a lot of people can't handle that kind of a, you know, stuff like that. There's a lot of people that can't even handle things that happen to them, because it admits trauma and abuse and horrible things happening to them and done by horrible people that they want to believe love them. Okay, so there's a lot of cognitive dissonance, a lot of like, I'm not going to believe it, and all kinds of self-delusional type stuff. So if this is you, major props to you, because you realize like this love opened you. It brought this beautiful connection alive to you, where you can see this connection for like what it really is, and you're not just seeing your ego getting satisfied or not satisfied. You're able to really feel this love. So that awareness came through, thank goodness. So don't beat yourself up too bad about it. Like, you know, forgive yourself and let yourself move forward. I'm going to tell you that you don't want to be so manipulative in these situations, even when you're trying to manipulate a good outcome. Okay, that's going to take some time. Okay, so these eclipses, December, January, remember Jupiter, Pluto, Capricorn, that major Capricorn, all of that stuff that was happening in January that hadn't happened since like Martin Luther days, all of that, remember that? Well, the changes take months, years to affect and to actually change everything. So this is part of that. This is part of that. Okay, so go back to those themes, go back to what was going on, and follow that progression of energies forward energetically. Because we're so looking at material on the concrete that if you follow the energies, you'll be able to predict and you'll be able to feel your own life and you'll be able to feel like what's next. Okay? So, because she's showing me January, like New Year's, Christmas, New Year's. She's showing me, is there anything like that over there? Recording, hyenas in on the joke. Ooh, I don't think that's this. I think that's a different spread. Okay, so if this is you, I'm gonna say give yourself some more time to meditate and to feel this out. You're really on the gun. You really want to make things right with this person, and I'm all for that. I really am. Just like take a deep breath and slow yourself down a little bit. Slow yourself down a little bit, and try to get back to your childlike innocence and youthfulness, and give yourself that break. Give yourself. Anthony Hopkins, she's showing me this thing. Anthony Hopkins carries in his phone now, but it used to be in his wallet, a picture of him when he was, I think, maybe 7 or 8 or 9 years old. And he says every once in a while he looks at that photo and he says, you know, we did good. We did good. He goes, you know, I just want to bring that little boy justice. It's not a bad idea. You have a lot of children here. Maybe grab a photograph of yourself when you were a child, 5, 6, 7, 8 years old, and look into your own eyes. Look into that picture instead of a mirror. Look at that photograph more than you look in the mirror a couple of days a week, or maybe just one, you know, however you want to experiment, as that being your reflection and that being who you are staring back at you. And just play around with that. See what it feels like. Because you'll realize that that little person was not going to want to manipulate situations, that was probably a very sweet little boy, a very sweet little girl who just wanted love. Just wanted love. Innocent, pure love, just like in the movies, you know? And then everything can fall into place. But get your energy more balanced and more forgiving of yourself and more, you know, purified with your own awareness. And then maybe you can continue on to this person in a very calm manner and very sweetly, and let that little you kind of shine forward so that they really get the best of you. Because that's what you want to do to correct all of this, is show this person the best of you, the real you. Not what you've shown them so far, which is an ego acting in egotistical ways. That person just interacted with your ego and your selfishness and your manipulative, calculating shadow part of yourself. All you need to do to bring justice to the situation is show them who you really are. And I feel like that's like the commitment that's being tested. So if you feel like you're so far from your inner child and so much has happened and you're so different now, la-di-di, la-di-da, it's your free will choice. It's your free will choice. And your commitment is being tested. And to believe in the impossible. So if it feels like getting back to that 8-year-old is very impossible, believe in the impossible. Okay? This has been your tarot insert for the day. I love you guys. Bye. And we're back into the correspondence. My email is thefirst.arteagan@gmail.com. And whenever you are guided to email me to tell me how much value you're getting out of the channel, out of these free daily readings, it's always the right time. They always uplift me. I love hearing from you guys, and I love to hear how we're connecting. So thank you for emailing me. Thank you for your messages. Thank you for your love. Thank you for that good karma. It feels really, really, really good. I love it. I love to have also like names and email addresses and faces to the people that I'm channeling. So thank you for that. Old business. Oracle decks are sold out for May. We're going to ship out in May. So everyone's going to be getting everything in May. Woohoo. Or actually it's shipping the last week of May. So probably June. New business. After I'm caught up. Sorry, I thought I saw something. After I am all caught up in a way that makes me feel better. The Capricorn Natalee makes me feel better. I'm going to bring back monthly readings for all 12 zodiac signs to the YouTube channel. It could be June, it could be July. I have readings that need to go out for my patrons. So the patrons are first. So it's like eventually monthly readings will be back. They will be 12. Okay, I'm so obsessed with this new tarot format that I'm doing for patrons. I'm doing the weeklies with 12 houses. So there's 2 layers for 2 decks for all 12 houses, and there's Love Oracle, and there's more Oracle, like the Moonology Oracle. And it's really in-depth. It's really cool. I get this really eagle eye, bird's eye view of life for that zodiac sign, sun, moon, or rising. And I like that maybe some parts of life are resonating, and then maybe some other parts are resonating for different patrons and different. I'm like obsessed with it. So I'll be really excited and really happy to bring that to the YouTube channel for all 12 zodiac signs. I think that'd be really, really fun. So like I said, readings for patrons go out first. I have to catch up there, and then, so when everything kind of like settles and I can just settle into this wonderful like calendar. It's all coming together, guys, right? It's all coming together. After all of that gets settled, then it'll be on the YouTube channel. I'm so excited for that, seriously. Okay, guys, that is it. That's it. I'm really like high energy right now. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for your support. Thank you for this good karma exchange. I consider it an honor to serve you, and I am grateful every single day for that honor. So thank you for being with me here today, right now, sharing your energy. And until tomorrow, my loves, many, many blessings on your heads. Have a strong day. Bye.